Hey everyone, welcome back to Gastromania. Previously, we shared our recipe on goryong, a Hokkien dish which seems to be getting quite popular in the last few weeks. As we get closer to Chinese New Year, allow me to share a similar Teochew dish. This dish is usually served during Chinese New Year by the Teochews. This recipe requires shrimps, so if you're allergic to seafood, please refer to my previous video on the goryong instead. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for new recipes every week. Let's not waste any more time and get right into it. First, let's talk about the required ingredients. We will need about 600 grams of shrimps, followed by about 300 grams of minced pork. The shrimp to pork ratio should be around 2:1. Next, we have 10 pieces of water chestnuts. Remove the skin and dice up the water chestnuts. We also have 4 stalks of cilantro. Remove the roots as we are not using it and cut the cilantro finely. We also need 1 fresh egg to hold everything together and improve the texture. Lastly, we have 1 packet of beancurd skin to roll the filling inside. The beancurd skin doesn't have to specifically be salted like this packet. Next, let's prepare the ingredients. First, we cut up half the shrimps into small chunks. Set the shrimps aside for later use. For the remaining half of the shrimps, use the face of the knife to press on the shrimp and flatten it. You may use a cleaver to flatten it faster. After flattening the shrimps, use the back of the knife and tap lightly against the shrimp meat. You should aim to reach a minced shrimp consistency like this. Set the minced shrimp paste aside for later use. Next, find a mixing bowl. It would be good if the mixing bowl is slightly larger so that there's more space to move around when mixing. Add the minced pork, shrimp pieces, and minced shrimp paste. Then, let's season the mixture. Add 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce for some umami flavor. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce for some seafoody sweetness. Half a teaspoon of salt to make it saltier. You can adjust this to your own preference. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil to enhance the flavor of the meat mixture. 1 teaspoon of 5-spice powder to add a unique layer and aroma of spices into the meat. About 1 teaspoon of white pepper powder to add a peppery spicy kick to the meat. Mix everything evenly. Once everything is evenly mixed, add the diced water chestnuts, followed by finely chopped cilantro. Add the egg into the mixture. And lastly, about 1 teaspoon of cornstarch to make the meat texture more bouncy. Mix everything evenly using the spoon. Then, you can use your hands to mix everything even faster. You can use the tossing method to make the meat texture more bouncy like this. Then, use a cling wrap and cover the mixing bowl. Keep it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes for later use. In the meantime, let's prepare the beancurd skin. If you're lucky like me today, you can get a whole beancurd skin without any holes or significant damage done. If the beancurd skin is too large, cut it into about 20 cm wide pieces. Use a wet cloth to wipe off the excess salt on the beancurd skin. This must be done as the salt added to preserve it will be very salty. Add the prepared filling into the beancurd skin. We can add about 3 tablespoons of filling per roll. Start rolling the beancurd skin with the filling. As you roll, press down onto the meat firmly to force out any excess air pockets. After one roll, fold the two ends inward. Then, complete one more roll and cut off the excess skin. Seal off the roll using a cornstarch solution. And with that, let's get cooking! First, we have to let the steaming water boil. When the water is boiling, add the rolls into the wok. Cover and steam at high heat for about 15 minutes per batch. After about 15 minutes, remove the rolls and let it cool down. You must let it cool down before cutting, otherwise the meat juices will flow out. Once the rolls cool down, cut them into 4 to 5 pieces. Using a paper towel, dry up each piece to prevent splattering when added to oil. Add them into the oil at high heat. Make sure the oil is hot enough when you add them. Fry them at high heat for about 6 minutes until golden brown. Then, remove them when golden brown and drain off the excess oil. Plate them nicely. The Teochews love to pair this with the orange oil soy sauce or Teochew. Absolutely yummy and delicious prawn rolls that is perfect for serving during Chinese New Year. It's an absolutely must-have festive Chinese New Year food for the Teochews. Try it today! We have come to the end of today's episode. If you found it to be helpful, consider subscribing and joining the Gastromania family. We upload every Saturday, so be sure to stay tuned for it. And I'll catch you in my next video.